What's going on, BMW fans? Today we're going to be checking out the beautiful BMW M8 Gran Coupe. If this is your first time on Beam Review, what we do here is showcase the latest BMWs that just hit the market. And today we're going to be checking out this beautiful vehicle. Doesn't it look like a Batmobile? So for this video, we're going to be checking out the 5 reasons why I love the brand new BMW M8. And those 5 reasons are going to be coming up soon. But before we get right into it, check out our brand new Shopify store. It is www.beamreview.com. We did just apply for the Empire plan, and what that means is now we can load up to unlimited products. Before we only had 25. Now we're gonna be doing probably 100, 200, maybe 300 in a couple months. So definitely check out the store. There's gonna be some pretty cool things like car mats and car accessories. If you guys have pets, we're gonna be putting out a ton of pet accessories. But first off, let's check out some revs real quick. Let's see how this baby sounds. Reason number 1, gonna go to the power. Now, when I was driving this vehicle into this parking lot, I could definitely feel the amount of power that this vehicle has, especially being that it has all this power and is putting it down straight down to the 4 wheels that it has. And for it to have this much amount of power and being able to pull the way that it does, I think it's an absolutely phenomenal vehicle. Now, checking out the specs of this vehicle, I'm sure you guys already seen the other videos, but let's just quickly go through the specs that this thing produces. We are looking at 617 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, torque 553 foot-pounds of torque at 1,800 RPM. That is super low, and that also is the reason why now I realize that when I was mashing this gas pedal, I could definitely feel that torque at that 1,800 RPM immediately. All-wheel drive, as mentioned before, and a couple other specs that we have down here. If you guys are worried about the fuel economy, I probably wouldn't recommend this vehicle, but if you want to know what they are, we have combined MPG of 17 MPG. City, we have about 15 MPG. Highway, 21 MPG. Cruising range, let's talk about the cruising range for the city. 301 miles. Cruising range for the highway, 422 miles. Fuel tank capacity, it is pretty large, 20 gallons, which is quite a bit. Anyways, let's try not to get too off topic here with the specs, but going back to the power that this vehicle produces, it is quite a bit. I think the only thing more powerful that I've driven in the BMW lineup compared to this one would be the V12 760, which is going to be the next video that we're going to put up. I'd probably say that the 760 was probably the craziest BMW that I've ever driven in terms of a stock vehicle. This one's going to come right below that. But the thing that this vehicle has going for it compared to the 760 in terms of power is that this one actually puts the power down just a little bit more better because of its balance and because of its aerodynamics, and also because of its handling. It's definitely meant for a track versus the 760 is meant more for a daily driver and definitely geared more towards the comfort. So yeah, definitely going to give it to the power. Power is absolutely amazing. And number 2, let's give it to the sound. The vehicle produces an amazing sound. The only 2 M vehicles that produce the best sound, in my opinion, is going to be the M5 and this M8, both being the competitions. Now, if I had to describe the way that the vehicle sounds, it's pretty crazy. I want to say that whenever you really get down into it, whenever you're switching through the gears at higher RPMs, the exhaust just sounds like fireworks are going off. People who happen to be walking by within probably like a half a mile could hear the exhaust pop. Now, the exhaust popping and crackling that you hear from this vehicle, that's just from a stock exhaust. If you guys are into modding your vehicles and whatnot, I can only imagine what an aftermarket piece would sound like combined with this vehicle. The sound is absolutely phenomenal. Even whenever you start from a dig, the vehicle produces a different sound whenever you switch gears, whenever you're starting from a dig. But even if you're downshifting, the sound that it also makes whenever you're downshifting too is definitely noticeable from a parking lot's distance. So that's number 2. Number 2 again is going to be the sound. M5s and M8 have the best sound in my opinion. Number 3, I'm going to give it to the shape and the style. Now, I still say I'm more of a bigger fan for a coupe-like design. This is a Gran Coupe, so it's definitely great if you have a family, but you still want to have your daily drivability, and you still want to have your style. Gran Coupe is also great, but in regards to the style, the other thing that I do love about this vehicle is that it's all blacked out on the outside and on the inside too. And I think that because this whole vehicle is blacked out, even the rims too are just black. I think it gives a really dark vibe to it, and it really does look like a Batmobile. Just looking at the trunk space here too, very practical as well. Again, this is a great car if you have a family of 2 kids. You can also fold down the seats here too, which is nice. But yeah, style is a great thing, and that's gonna be number 3. Check out the check out the taillights that are in the back. The rims, I do like how the rims are black, but I would opt out for a different style. If you guys haven't already seen it, the M8s have some pretty crazy rims on the BMW build website. Some of the styles are really nice. I honestly think that this one is probably my least favorite. Not to knock it, it does look like a great rim, but just the other rims are just that much more better that I probably opt out for the other rims a little bit more. We have number 3, style. I'll give it to that, and the shape of the Gran Coupe. It's quite nice. Number 4 is gonna have to go down to the acceleration. So on average, the acceleration is going to be about 3 seconds or so, but some professional reviewers, they have actually claimed that they have gotten this vehicle down to 2.8 0 to 60, and maybe even 2.7, I'm not sure, but I definitely believe it. I 100% believe it that this vehicle can go that fast, given the right temperatures with the tires and the vehicle and the weather and the altitude and whatnot. This vehicle is definitely capable of doing that. Mind you, it also does have launch control along with every BMW within the lineup. I think they all have launch control. I have a 2017 330 and that thing had launch control, so I wouldn't be surprised if all BMWs have launch control. But using that on a vehicle that has this much power, you're definitely guaranteed to turn some heads and cause some ruckus. Acceleration is going to be number 4. It's crazy. You can feel your guts going back into the seat. Your head will kind of do a whiplash if you're not already holding it against the headrest there. And having the power going down to all 4 wheels is also a plus, of course. But that's number 4. Number 5, we're going to give it to a technological feature that this specific vehicle had. I'm a huge fan of the Driver's Assist Pro, and a lot of high-end BMWs, they all have it. This one also had it as well, and I did try it out real quick on my way to this parking lot that I'm recording at right now. But while we're talking about Driver's Assist Pro, one thing that I do want to mention is that if you guys are considering getting it, it's a great feature to have if you find yourself stuck in traffic jams or do a lot of highway driving. Now, Driver's Assist Pro is basically a semi-autonomous driving system that BMW has. In my opinion, is probably the most advanced feature that they do, aside from the self-parking. So one really big thing I love about Driver's Assist Pro is that it has Traffic Jam Assist. And if you don't know what that is, Traffic Jam Assist will actually drive the vehicle for you whenever you're stuck in a traffic jam. Now, you do have to keep your head looking straight. You do have to touch the wheel occasionally, but Traffic Jam Assist will basically just take the wheel for you. It can come to a full stop. It can begin to go again, move with the flow of the traffic that is going. And even if you're not stuck in a traffic jam too, you can actually just have Driver's Assist Pro on whenever you're just cruising on the highway going 80 or whatever, and then the vehicle will still stay in the lane, control the distance front and back. And one cool thing too, if you switch your blinker to the left or right, it'll switch lanes all by itself too. So just a quick note if you guys didn't know that. Also, one huge thing that I'm a really big fan of Driver's Assist Pro too is that the vehicle can come to a full stop whenever it thinks you might get into a collision. Now, if your BMW didn't have Driver's Assist Pro, then it does say brake intervention, but that doesn't mean that the vehicle will come to a full stop. You do have to have a BMW that has Drive Assist Pro in order for it to come to a full stop, because it needs the sensors that are in the front there. So yeah, BMW M8 combined with the Drive Assist Pro is a huge thing for me, and that's how I would get mine. And also, if you guys are getting another high-end BMW, maybe an X5 or so, maybe even an M3, M4, Drive Assist Pro also comes optional with those vehicles as well, and it's a great one to have. I can see future vehicles all having that as a standard feature. It's a great feature. But yeah, these are the 5 reasons why I love this M8, or why I love the M8s in general. This one's a Gran Coupe, which is a little bit more different, but it is great. Also, a quick note, if you look at the video right now, Bowers & Wilkins is also a great feature too. You can actually just see it on the door there. That's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. The next 2 videos that we're going to be producing is going to be a BMW 540. It's an M Sport. But before that, we're going to be doing a M760, which is a 7 Series that's completely decked out. The sticker price on it is going to be $170,000 for the M760, and it's a great vehicle. So don't miss out on that. Subscribe to this channel, check out our shop, and hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.